Hey guys, I'm Rohun from Pomona-Pitzer.
And I'm Ella from Claremont-Mudd-Scripps, and we're here in New York for the ITA Leadership Awards.
But today, we're in Central Park for a Central Park chat.
Oh wait, no.
Retake.
I forgot. Retake. So we've each got some questions that we're gonna go through. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the first one is, New York is known for so much, including Radio City Music Hall, which has hosted countless concerts throughout the years. What is one concert that you wish you could go to, present day or in the past?
Ooh. It's gotta be a Tom Petty concert. Like, I need to experience Free Fallin' in person and to just like, feel it go through my body. What about you?
I'm gonna have to go with Clairo for like an indie pop vibe. She's been my #1 listened to artist for like 3 years now, so I feel like that's a qualified answer. But I'd also, I know it's supposed to be one, but I'm gonna give 2, Masego, because I just think for a live performance, it's like a really good choice.
What's your go-to type of music before matches?
It definitely needs to be upbeat. I did have teammates that could do like a somber vibe before a match, but that was not me.
So like Ed Sheeran before?
Yeah, or like a sad Taylor Swift, but that was personally not my go-to. I'd say like house or like a Fred Again, maybe. Yeah. What about you?
So pretty hype.
Yeah.
Well, we have like a pre-match playlist we always play that starts with like Pirates of the Caribbean, goes into like some EDM, some rap, and just ends on like epic soundtrack music. And I feel like that gets me so hyped.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a ritual at this point.
Yeah, I guess I will say our team like pre-match playlist, I feel like you could definitely see like each person's unique flair in the playlist, because every year would have very different styles. So I feel like I enjoy going back through that now and like seeing how it's evolved.
What person on your team would you want to give aux to?
I think I'm gonna go with Gabby Lee. She had just like a great variety of song choices. I would say, like especially pre-match, like in the van, she would go from like maybe Frank Ocean to then a more like upbeat, and I really enjoyed like the combination. What about you?
Nice. I would give it to Ethan Lee, who actually also won this award. He's one of the only other people on the team who likes country. And every single time I put on country, they like shut it off and put on rap instead. So I would definitely give it to Ethan. I feel like country pre-match is kind of sick.
Yeah.
That's just my take.
I think there were definitely people on my team that appreciated country, so I would see it come up in our pre-match playlist too. If you had to do a karaoke song, what would be your go-to song and why?
Okay, I'm like a big 2000s music for karaoke. I would have to say Party in the USA.
That's always a good choice.
Right?
You can't go wrong with that.
Like everyone knows the words, you're all gonna get excited.
Yeah.
What about you?
I feel like mine is like a similar vibe. Umbrella by Rihanna. Okay. I feel like, first of all, it says my name like 10 times, but that's not why I chose it. I think it also, like, everyone kind of knows the words. It like brings the energy up, and so yeah, I think that's my go-to karaoke song.
I'd be like so scared to try to hit the high notes.
I know. That's true. I think I'd maybe have to sit out for that part, but other than that, I would be belting the Ellas like 10 times.
Love it.
Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. I know New York is known for food. It's a night before a big match. What's your go-to meal?
Okay, I've got 2 answers to this. If it's a night before a big match where I like haven't been playing, I'm like a big carb loading, like let's get some pasta in, you know, as like rice and beans, whatever it is. I think if we're like mid-tournament, I'm a big Chick-fil-A or McDonald's fan, you know?
Yeah.
It's like that 12 a.m., you know, you guys are all like sitting together. You kind of have to get Macca's.
You have to, yeah.
Some nuggies just slap so hard in the next
You
day.
can't go wrong, yeah.
What about you?
I would also say I'm a big carb loading pre-match. I love Italian food. My teammates would know, like, if there is like a pink sauce on the menu, like they know that I'm gonna get that. So more like if I have to pick like the food item, I would say like pink sauce with like some like form of protein at an Italian restaurant would be like my go-to. I also do love Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets. But I feel like, I agree, like it's like kind of like a sit around and like eat them at 12 a.m., but I would like be concerned for my stomach pre-match.
All right.
My stomach's weak.
Hear me out though. Chick-fil-A nuggies with cane sauce.
That is really ambitious pre-match. Cane sauce?
No, but that's like a legendary combo.
No, that combo I can taste. Like I'm like thinking about
like
the
Texas
combo.
toast on the side.
Yeah.
I'm getting really hungry right now.
That sounds really good.
Is there a place your coach always takes you guys out to?
I will say Dave liked like every type of food. I feel like that's one thing that I really appreciated about him, and also our team is like everyone was always down to try different types of food. So I feel like we were a big like Google Maps and like let's see like what everything is rated and then we'll go from there. But something that was like kind of a stable like go-to between different places was like kava. I would say like everyone liked kava. You knew that it wasn't gonna mess up with your stomach. Like you were gonna sleep well after your meal. So I would say kava. What about you?
You guys are so adventurous and healthy. I feel like we would spam Blaze Pizza in the village after like every single match.
Yeah, Blaze is really good, so.
It is. I will say though, we became Waffle House fans when we went to North Carolina.
That's definitely a niche. It's
a niche segment.
Yeah.
You know? I still am a Waffle House fan.
I've never been to Waffle House, so I feel like.
Wait, you live in North Carolina?
No, I know, and I actually had this conversation last week about how I've never been. So maybe in like 2 weeks I can I feel like by then I will have made it to Waffle House.
You can like play a pickleball tournament and then after go, maybe we scrub that out. Who would be the best cook on your team?
I'm gonna have to give a shout out to Alicia Chulani. We got to go to her house after senior day, and the food that I had, like I still am dreaming about the Indian food that we had that night. So I'm gonna give it to her. She's a great baker, and so she makes great cakes. I'm trying to think of if I would give anyone else a shout out, because I know they're gonna be like, wait, you forgot about me. But I'm gonna have to say no, I'm not gonna give anyone else a shout out. Who do you think you would choose?
Okay, this is funny because my answer was gonna be Neil Chulani.
Yeah.
I feel like they've just got something going for them. Neil would like cook all of our burgers.
I actually heard about this, yeah.
Neil was burger man,
yeah.
And he did such a good job that like none of us ever like touched the grill or cooked.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Alicia. So the Chulanis have something special about their in the kitchen, yeah.
Other than that, though, like special mentions, I think Matt and Luke Fang are absolute, like they're amazing cooks. I know Matt's been like chefing it up on his time off. I think post college, you just like
you realize you have to,
cooking.
and then you realize maybe you're good. I don't think I've had that realization yet, but hopefully one day someone will choose me as the honorary cook for the team.
So I know this is your first time in New York. Give me your impressions. Does it live up to the hype?
I think it definitely does live up to the hype. When I was driving in, I was like looking around and I was like, wow, there's definitely a lot going on. There's a lot of people, a lot of different energy, but I appreciate it. I think it's living up to the expectation. I've only been here Like, I've only been here for like a few hours, but there's a lot of energy, as you can just see in Central Park. So much energy.
So much energy. Where's the rat?
The rat's gone, but we just saw a rat too, and so that was living up to the hype. Yeah.
You like the rat inflatable?
Wait, that's my first rat that I've seen since I've been here. I feel like this is like a big moment.
Quintessential to the New York experience.
Yeah. I definitely appreciate it. I feel like through college tennis, I now have people to visit in New York that were my old teammates, so I'm supposed to go see some of them for dinner tonight.
Nice.
But I guess that brings me to my next question about what is one thing that you think people might not know about college tennis?
I feel like college tennis is so different than competing as a kid. You know, when you're a kid, you're like competing for yourself. You're flying to all these tournaments around the country. It's really a solo sport.
Yeah.
And coming into college tennis, it's like a completely different mindset. Like, people are yelling and screaming at you. Like, the atmosphere is so fun. And you've got teammates behind you.
Yeah.
I think like the best feeling in the world that I can't describe to someone else about college tennis is when you clinch a match and your teammates just start sprinting over and pile on top of you.
Yeah.
It's like the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
What about you?
I definitely have to agree. I think, first of all, that feeling, like, this is gonna sound like really cliche, but like, it does like give you chills. Like, looking back at the photos from like NCAAs and like seeing those like action shots is like so, I don't know.
Unforgettable.
Yeah, and like bittersweet now not being in that setting, but I would say like the energy and kind of like how much I feel like the energy makes the match, like even sometimes more so than like the level of play. I think like there were definitely days where like me and my teammates would say that they didn't feel like their level was the highest, but like they could compensate with their energy, and so I think that's really unique to college tennis.
Man, you're making me feel so washed right now. Being like a year out, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, there's really like no other experience that can like replicate that post grad.
Pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball's ready for us with the energy. There's a tournament going on in right in Central Park, so maybe we can go do that after.
Might as well go do that.
Yeah.
Like, if you could change one thing about college tennis, what would you change?
Yeah. That's a hard question because like we were like reminiscing on our college experience. There was so many amazing things I feel like college tennis brought me. I think I would say, especially for like D3 specifically, maybe more coverage or like more for women's sports, maybe like more live streaming, more specific. Like I know my friends and family would like always really love when like matches were streamed on like Cracked Rackets or like other platforms, so I think I'd maybe say that, and also just I know how important that is for like the next generation of like aspiring athletes to be able to like see themselves in college sports and like see the energy that we were just talking about like on the screen. So I think I would say that. What about you?
Such a good and thoughtful answer. I like frankly have nothing I would change. I loved my college experience. And wish I could do it again. Yeah, I wish I could double the years that I had as a college athlete. Not to shift this happy tone to maybe something a little bit more serious, but when you think about adversity in your life or times when you've had to deal with adversity, what do you think your like coping mechanisms were? How did you deal with it? It's a good question. I feel like in college I definitely had a few injuries, as we all did. There were definitely matches that didn't go my way that like set things back a little bit, but I feel like tennis was the outlet for a lot of the adversity I faced in like other parts of my life, whether wow, this is like such first world problems, but like, you know, an OChem exam didn't go well, or like I was dealing with other stuff. Tennis was always like this centering part of my life where I knew I would have like my 2-hour practice from 4 to 6. I knew I would have my morning lift, and like it was very ritualistic, and I think it helped make me a better student and also a better athlete at the same time. Yeah. What about you? I'm
I'm like, I don't want to copy your answer, but like, I feel like we had a lot of similar experiences. Like OChem, tennis was definitely a sanctuary from like those, the adversity off the court where like you knew, at least like if it was like a match or practice, like you had that time dedicated to that and your brain didn't have to be anywhere else. So I think I would definitely echo that. And also just like college tennis brought me like some of my best friends. And so I think dealing with adversity a lot of times was like leaning on that support system and that network and like the mentors that I also met through like coaches in college tennis, but even before that, like I still keep in touch with some of my junior coaches. So I think adversity was, there's obviously, sometimes tennis was the adversity when you talk about like setbacks with different injuries or things like hard matches, but I think at the same time, tennis was the sanctuary too.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
And what did you learn from that process that you think you're going to take with you for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I think in the face of setbacks, like definitely focusing on like what I can control, focusing on like kind of like similar in a match, like there's things you can control and like there's external factors that you can't. And so I think I'll definitely take that with me. And yeah, I think that's probably the main thing. What about you? Does anything,
I think there's like two things. The first is I've noticed that college tennis alumni are actually like everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
To the point where like now I live in LA and I've met with so many other people who played college tennis, and you like bring that love, you know, all together, and that's like one thing you all share in common that like really bonds you but also gives you an outlet. And that frankly helps a lot in your career. I think the second thing though is the discipline of it all, like being very disciplined in working out, keeping your body healthy, staying motivated, knowing how to like grind when you need to. That's all stuff that's like really helped me over this past year.
I would add to my answer, I think, with that, and like adaptability, I guess, like kind of like knowing how to tweak things and like being able to like kind of look outside of yourself sometimes. So like in tennis matches, half of the match was like the other side of the court. So like being able in the face of challenges to like not always like kind of go inwards and like kind of maybe overthinking that, but like also realize like the other, what's outside of you and like the support you have, and like when it comes to like also the community that tennis brings, and